Yes, good morning. As part of the Welsh Government's phased approach to the return to alert level 0, the rules on mask wearing will be eased slightly today. The requirement to wear one in most indoor settings will be removed, but there are still a couple of venues where you're going to have to continue to wear a mask here in Wales. So let's kind of break it down and go through those different places. So from today, pupils won't have to wear a mask in class, but schools can now decide their own rules for mask wearing elsewhere on the school campus. Masks are no longer mandatory in places like museums and theatres and cinemas here in Wales, and they're no longer needed in places of worship too. But of course there are those couple of places where you're going to continue to have to wear them. Places like shops, in salons and close contact services, and in health and social care settings, as well as on public transport. Now, I had a chat to Chris, who runs Wales's oldest cinema. He told me what the relaxation of mask rules will mean for his business in Monmouth.
Well, it's just another step back to normality, isn't it? And I think people want to feel that they're in a place of entertainment where they can behave in a relatively relaxed manner, and wearing a mask isn't a particularly relaxed thing to do. I mean, if you've got this place completely full of people, which we've had over the last 2 weeks, for a comedy night, for example, like Joel Dommett last week, I mean, it's completely unnatural for everybody to be sitting there in masks while they're laughing their head off. So the fact that from Monday they'll be able to take those masks off and behave more naturally is something which I think has got to be an improvement. I'm sure there'll be a reluctance around the building for people to completely take masks off, and my staff, for example, will want to continue to wear masks for their own protection as well. So in public places here, I think we will ask people to bear in mind that there will still be some concerns, but when they watch the entertainment, whether it's a film or a live show, to be able to take the masks off, I think is a major improvement.
So one of the settings where mask wearing will continue to be a requirement is in salons and in close contact services. So I had a chat to PAULA and STACEY in their salon in Pontypool about what this will mean for their business going forward.
It's very confusing, all the rules that keep changing all the time, and it is very unfair that, like you say, when you come into a salon-based situation, we have to wear masks, but if you go into like next door to the pub next door and you're mingling with several numbers of people, you haven't got to wear one, so it doesn't make sense, and it's just confusion all about, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we're working one-on-one. There's all like the requirements in place, sanitizer, and I'd like to think that our customers are sensible enough that if they're feeling unwell, they wouldn't come anyway. They would cancel their appointment and wherever. And then you go in next door where there is alcohol, so once the alcohol's in, the common sense is out. There's loads of people in there, you know, all lingered, sat together, and there won't be a mask in sight. Whereas in here, and with my job especially, and when the girls do like facial waxing, the masks need to be removed anyway. When I'm giving like somebody a haircut, they need to remove their mask so that I can finish cutting the sides of their hair, etc., things like that. So I'm sort of over it now. And I think that if it's one rule for one, it should be the same rule for others. And then you travel half an hour up the road and everything has come to a complete stop and there's no COVID regulations in place at all. Exactly. We're a nation and we need to be on the same point all at the same time. I think it's just conflicting. Who can come up with the best rules? Who can, get past COVID quicker, or Wales done it better, or England done it better, rather than us working together. I think we should be in it as one.
Now, the next review of COVID restrictions here in Wales will come on Friday. We could see face masks being scrapped by the end of March and self-isolation rules becoming guidance rather than law, but time will tell. For now, back to you.